Hi, I'm Xinhua correspondent Zhao Zehui. So joining me today is my friend Kurt Mercado and Hao Zhengping, who is going to be our guide. We are currently at the deck of a tourism park, and the whole view of the village is stunning. So why don't you say something to the audience first, Kurt?
Well, first, I'd just like to thank you for inviting me to, as you say, absolutely stunning village. The view is incredible. I've lived in central Hohhot for 5 years now, but it's very rare that I get to come somewhere so naturally beautiful like this. So I'm really honored, and thank you for inviting me.
So why are we here today? Well, as China put millions of people out of poverty, the country is trying to find ways to make their life wealthier and happier. And one important way is to build industries. So we're here today to see how the tourism industry in this Haojiayao village of North China's Inner Mongolia is doing, and how the industry is helping the village to achieve a better life. So do you have any questions for Mr. Hao?
Well, firstly, I would like to ask, how long has this been here? When was this area first developed as a tourism site?
就是他想问咱们这个旅游区是什么时候建的？
这个旅游区是那个2019年建成的，那个5月份那个开始建，9月份就开始投资运行了。
So it's built in 2019.
Okay.
And starts to operate in September.
Oh, okay. Very, very recent.
Yeah. And also, 能不能介绍一下咱们这个村子的这个地理环境啊什么的？
好的，郝家沟村了，总占地面积是9.87平方公里，人口呢是1087，那个户数呢是296户。我们郝家沟村了这个有这个国家4A景区，我们郝家沟村了围绕国家4A景区，然后熬了这个农家旅游接待，包括我们挖掘航河文化。我们这个郝家沟村了，这个是凸显本地葡萄的主产区。 我们呢围绕了这个旅游，挖掘这个资源。我们这几年了，这个旅游，这个还农家乐，包括旅游项目了，逐渐提升，给人民了带来了很大的收入。
So this village has more than 1,000 people.
Wow.
And it's mainly famous for the Yellow River and also the grape planting. And so based on these two, the advantages, they developed tourism, and it helped the residents to get much more income.
Oh, fantastic.
So 咱们这一块的话，前面的就是黄河是吗？
对。
So that is the Yellow River. 那对面还有一个沙漠是？
那个是库布齐沙漠。库布齐。
库布齐沙漠。
对。
Oh, that is the Kubuchi Desert.
Wow. It's so interesting to see a river right here, right next to the desert. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
I'd quite like to know how many grapes are produced here. What is the general output of the grape farms here?
就是他想问这个葡萄的产量大概是多少？
这个村的葡萄种植面积总面积是1500亩，一亩葡萄呢是产的这个5000斤，这个葡萄呢一亩葡萄收入呢是2万元，所以呢这个村这个葡萄呢，光葡萄一项收入是人均2万元。
Is per mu is 2,500 kilograms of grapes.
That's a lot of grapes.
Yeah.
Wow, incredible.
And the people on average 就是人均增收是
人均收入是2万元。
The people on average have an income of 20,000 yuan.
Okay. Wow. And have you seen that change since this became a tourist site? How has that benefited the locals here?
就是咱们盖起来这个旅游景点之后啊，就是对咱们这个葡萄呀什么的有没有什么带动作用？
有带动可大了。原来这个郝家的葡萄了，刚上市了是 1.5元，这个反而呢是卖不出去，还得出去，村里的人呢都拿出去卖。通过这个国家4A景区还在玻璃平台各个这个旅游景点项目的带动，通过这个带动了这个葡萄就不用出去卖了，反而呢确实旅游的游客了来采摘，反而呢是价格是翻了好几倍。刚上市就15块钱，15元一斤。
哦，
最后的葡萄平均5块钱一斤，5元一斤。
So the price of the grape has it used to be 1.5 yuan per like 500 grams, and now it's 15 yuan per 500 grams, and also the people used to have to travel outside the village to sell those grapes.
Okay.
But now they can just stay at home, and the visitors will come to them to buy their grapes.
Yeah, and I guess the visitors know how fresh the grapes are if they've seen the grapevines here themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, nice. Okay.
那我们去转一转，看一看别的。Well, try imagining like people making cave houses on a cliff like this.
Yeah. Wow.
After you.
Thank you.
这是咱们那个土窑洞，就过去冬天下来的。
So it stays warm during the winter and stays cool during the summer.
I can feel it as soon as you walk in. You can feel.
咱们这个窑洞它这个历史啥的是啥样？
那个刚一开始这个为什么叫好家窑？刚一开始了从山西上来弟兄二人，就他山西这个河去了，他也是在黄河流域，过去了交通不是不方便，他就是利用水运，顺着黄河上来，山西那不是全是这个山嘛，他那个连遭灾，所以呢不好生存，然后呢就顺黄河来了这，看见这个土地肥沃，然后就每年了就来这耕种，到了秋天收割了就把这个粮食就拿回去，逐步了产量高，再一个人也上了岁数，所以呢就定居下来了。定居了，那在那200多年以前嘛，他没有建筑材料，所以呢就选的随意那个居住的，就打的窑洞，住的窑洞，姓郝住的窑洞，所以叫了郝家窑。
哦。
它这个也有200多，将近300年的历史。
So the cave houses here have a history of more than 200 years. And there were two brothers whose surname was both Hao. And they came from Shanxi province in North China. And then they kind of moved along the Yellow River and see the fertile land here, and they decided to farm here.
Okay.
And after they grow old, they decided to stay here, and so they made these houses to live in. And because their surname was Hao, and this cave houses in Chinese is Yao, so this village's name is Hao Jia Yao, means house families houses.
Wow. Okay.
我再把窑洞看看，那个，那是一个洞。
So you can really feel the difference as soon as you step out into the sun. You can feel how cool it is in there. It's amazing. It's like natural green energy, I suppose. You don't need air conditioning in there.
对，这个地方夏天也不用什么空调啊、风扇什么的。
它那个窑洞有个特点，冬暖夏凉。冬天暖和，夏天就可凉爽。就那个有的那个暑伏天，避暑就来窑洞避暑。外面了特别冷，特别热，里边了凉爽，挺凉爽。
So no need for fans or air conditioning in the summer, and people come here to avoid the heat.
Yeah, yeah. I think especially while there's so much focus on green energy and on pollution,
Right.
to see it done so naturally, 200 years ago, is incredible, really. I think one of the most incredible things about them rooms is just that view. Imagine waking up and seeing that view across the valley.
Yeah.
You don't get views like that at a 5-star hotel, and these were people's houses.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting to see the Yellow River flows
Yeah.
alongside the desert.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a contrast, really, of two things. But then it's amazing how they've harnessed the nature to grow these grapes and to rear the fish. And even actually harness the nature of the caves as well, and harness that cool air that you get there.
Yeah.
So I assume this is one of the vineyards for the grapes.
就这个是葡萄园是吧？
对，这个是让葡萄采摘园。
Would it be okay if we go in and see the grape production?
能参观一下吗？
行，没问题。
Do you mind if I ask why the farmers are digging here? What are they doing?
就是他们为什么？您站着。就是他们为什么现在正在这个刨土？
因为是那个葡萄，每年的那个谷雨一过，葡萄就开始从土里往出挖了。它因为啥葡萄了，咱们别挖地去了，葡萄必须得防寒，所以呢，这个到了这个10月份上架，开始把葡萄全修剪了以后埋在土里，然后呢，通过这个4月份左右，这个一过的谷雨，开始就从土里挖出来。开始的撒加肥，浇水，这就开始。
So every year, during the October, they will bury the vines in the soil to keep it warm during the winter, and then around this time they will dig it out and to cultivate that.
Right. And when will we start to see the grapes growing on these vines?
葡萄是什么时候才能成熟？
葡萄干应该7月15左右中旬开始这个就是葡萄逐步开始可以说开始熟了，然后呢，进了8月中旬到这个9月份，这就完全成熟了。
So it will start to get ripe during the July, and in August and in September they will be fully ripe.
Okay. Nice.
咱们这个种植有多少年的历史？
这个也那个200多年的是。
Oh, so they have been planting grapes for 200 years.
200 years.
Yeah.
它这个就是原来老古时候流传下来这种品种，非常好吃，皮薄，这个口感好，糖度大。这个葡萄呢，这个咱们那个周边地区呢是非常有名的。
So this species is passed down like in hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And it's the main advantage is that it's very like sugary, and the skin is very thin, and it's also quite famous around here.
I will have to come back here in the summer and try some, I'm sure, when they're harvesting.
Do you wanna?
Yeah, for sure.
让他试一下吗？
No.
Yeah, does someone want to hold this?
Okay. 教教他。
Let's see if I can make it as a grape farmer. Oh, it's quite hard. It's quite hard to do. Yeah. I've done 2 holes so far, and it's already quite taxing. These guys must be pretty strong.
You have to use your foot.
Okay. Step it down like that. I don't think I have a future as a grape farmer.
Let's see. 您觉得怎么样？
香。
Let's see the professional do it.
He thinks you're okay.
Okay, thank you. I think he's just being kind to me, but thank you.
There are not only the grapes that are delicious in this village, but also the Yellow River fish. That's a very famous cuisine. So maybe next we should see
Absolutely.
how the fish was raised, and then maybe have some.
I can't
Fish
wait.
dish.
I'm hungry already thinking about it. Thank you. Well, we've just left the vineyards in the village and now we're at the fisheries where they use Yellow River water to rear fish, particularly the Yellow River carp. And I'm here with Mr. Zhang, who is one of the fishermen who rears the fish in these ponds. Well, Mr. Zhang, if I can ask first, how much money can you make by rearing fish in this way?
就是他想问您，这个养鱼的话可以挣多少钱？咱们可以边走边说。
养鱼，养好人要找个5、6万，一个吃。
So if all goes well, he can make the income of more than 50,000 yuan per year.
50,000 yuan per year. Nice. And have you seen a change since the village was redeveloped as a tourist village?
就是在咱们这个乡村开始这个旅游业之后啊，咱们这个农村的生活啊什么的有没有什么变化？
大变化啊！这里一进来大变化，大变化，多是葡萄鱼多到水路啊。葡萄鱼多到水路。
然后，那您现在，so he says, it has a big change, especially they can sell all the grapes now, just like we heard before.
Yeah. That must have had a real impact, I guess, on the village.
那您现在感觉这边的这个生活啊什么的怎么样？
这倒是好生活了嘛，好生活。
He thinks he's leading a very good life now.
I'm glad to hear it.
Let's see some fish from the pond.
Yeah.
有水上鱼来了，水上跑的，我就吃了。有水上的，狗肉小鱼。
Wow. Oh, it's huge.
Yeah, that's really big. Okay, so we've seen the fresh fish from the pond. Would you like to taste them?
Absolutely. I don't think you can get much fresher than right next to the ponds.
Yeah. Right, let's go.
Fantastic. It's such an honour to try something so fresh, straight from the Yellow River. And the smells as we're approaching here are incredible. They're making me really hungry. So yeah, I can't wait.
Let's switch. Alright. Do you know how to use the chopstick?
I do. I may not be great, but
Alright. Let's
try some fresh Yellow River carp. It's really good. You can taste how fresh it is.
So do you want to know why this is such a special dish?
Yes, absolutely. I'd love to know why the Yellow River carp is so famous.
对，这个郝书记给介绍一下为什么咱们这道菜这么有名儿。
那个咱们那个脱线这个黄河流经脱线是37.5公里，我们好家伙村了就经临黄河，我们了这个黄河了这个富裕养育了我们多少代人，哎，这我祖祖辈辈好几代我们黄河在养，因为啥呢？为什么说这个我们这的鱼好吃了？因为是它黄河水养的。黄河水呢，它是一个天然这个水，水里头呢这个营养价值非常多，包括含这个各种这个微量元素呀、铁的元素呀，方方面面的元素挺多。然后呢，黄河水养出来的鱼，一个筋道，这个香。
So the special ingredient of this dish is mainly the Yellow River water,
Okay.
as it had a lot of nutrients, and the Yellow River has bred the local people for generations, and this fish is tight, as you can probably know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty tight, and it's how do you describe that feeling in your mouth?
It's like, I guess I would describe it as succulent. Yeah, nice and moist.
Right. Yeah.
今年的黄河鱼节，举办了2天，了。头一天呢是3万多人，一天，第二天是这个2万多，将近5万多人，这个好，因为啥呢？为啥这个开河鱼节了这么这个引人关注了？就是鱼了在冬天，冬眠鱼了是不进食的。
哦。
哎，冬天呢，就它自身利用自己的这个里头的营养，然后呢，它呢就不进食嘛，然后呢把肚里头的垃圾都排出去，然后把这个身也瘦下来了。
哦。
所以呢，这个开河鱼非常好吃。
对。
哎，这一冬天它不进食，再加上这个，在这个不用在黄河水里头泡的，然后呢出来以后，它因为啥呢？它体型也瘦了。哎，就把那个，这个膏子炸了都排泄的时候，然后呢是给留下了最香美的肉了。
哦，那它那个黄河节是什么时候举办的？
今年是3月13号还是14号举办？
So, on March the 13th and 14th, there was a festival that centers around this carp.
Okay.
And during the 2 days' time, there were 50,000 people come here.
50,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
The first day is 30,000, and the next day is 20,000. And because the carp in the winter they hibernate.
Okay.
And they don't feed, and they only consume what's already on their body, and also because they don't feed, they kind of slowly release the dirty things in their body, and also lose some of the excessive fat.
Yeah.
So in the spring, the carp would be taste very differently than normal. So that's when people here hold a festival, to eat the freshly awakened fish.
Yeah. Well, I think you can taste how fresh it is. You can taste that there is no adulterant in there. It is such fresh, succulent meat in there.
Yeah. These bean sprouts are grown by themselves, and the eggs are laid by the chicken, running.
Wow.
freely.
So it's a full local meal.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that's something you don't get to experience when you live in the city, particularly.
Right. So, well, after the half a day's visit, how do you feel about this country?
I think it's incredible. I'm so pleased I came here, to be honest. I love living in the city. but it's such a treat to sit here and eat fresh food that you've seen grown or reared so close, and to see the beautiful sights. You know, seeing the mountains and the desert and the river, and learning about the history of this place. Such incredible history that I just didn't know it existed. So yeah, I've had a fantastic day. Thank you for inviting me, both of you.
I think the people live here, like they kind of live a happy life, because the grape farmer we just saw, I think he's pretty content with his life.
Absolutely, without the stresses of loud cities. You know, it's a peaceful and traditional way of life.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing I love about this place is, even though it is so traditional, it's great to see the development that's happening here. It's not like it's a place that's been forgotten. It's a place that lots of effort is going into to develop and to make life easier and better for the local people.
Right. Because the roads are here, you know, they're like clean and and also the infrastructure, I think, is pretty convenient, especially for visitors. You have you know, the special cave houses, and also there are toilets and
running water in the restaurants. Yeah, it's great to see that balance between preserving history and preserving nature, but still helping to develop the area and making life better for the locals, basically.
Right, and I think that's what China's rural vitalization program is really about. It's just you know, building off the foundation of the villages, and also make that even better for the locals. Make their life, you know, much more enjoyable and wealthier. And I think as the program runs through in the future, I think more villages like this one will appear across China.
I hope so, and I'd like to visit many more now that I've been here. I'm excited to see how this development continues.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.